So some of the saddest news to come out in these past couple of weeks is that ex-guitarist of Mastodon, Brent Hinds, passed away in a motorcycle accident. Yeah, it's kind of crazy because Mastodon, Brent Hinds, had been at it for a while ever since he left. Brent was just, talking all sorts of shit about them. They were responding back and everything. Nothing too crazy on their part. Brent definitely seemed pretty pissed off, and he was kind of the band's bad boy. He was getting the fights and doing some crazy shit. I think there was another story I talked about where he got in the fight with someone, and it was kind of crazy. I think he ended up getting his ass kicked too, pretty badly. So, yeah, it was kind of insane. But yeah, but he did pass away on August 20th. The age of 51. Yeah, according to local police reports, Hinds was killed in a fatal traffic accident after a driver in an SUV failed to yield. Damn, dude. Motorcycles, they just they kill people. They take you out. They really fuck you up, I like the idea of a motorcycle, you're cool and all. They look cool. Look cool riding on with your leather jackets and shit, but man, I have not known a person who's rode a motorcycle that hasn't gotten to like some fucking horrible accident, and probably fucking up their life. And I'm the most clumsy guy ever, so there's no fucking way I'm ever getting on the motorcycle. Yeah, so we said the band had parted ways with Hinds earlier this year under difficult circumstances. They addressed the loss through their social media. We are in a state of unfathomable sadness and grief. Last night, Brent Hinds passed away as a result of a traffic accident. We are heartbroken, shocked, and still trying to process the loss of this creative force with whom we've shared so many triumphs, milestones, and the creation of music that has touched the hearts of so many. Hearts are with Brent's family, friends, and fans. At this time, we please ask you that you respect everyone's privacy during this difficult time. Rest in peace, Brent. Yeah. I mean, it's a class act to talk about, give their piece on him and their goodbye and keep the peace instead of, kind of going off on him. But, I mean, he died, so what else could you say? But, yeah, he was kind of talking mad shit about them. It's crazy because I'd actually done a piece. I had talked about this, and I was going to post it. I hadn't finished editing yet, and then he passed away, so I was like, okay, now I have to kind of, take a step back and figure out and redo it, I guess. Yeah, so he was kind of, whenever they're split, the other guitarist, Bill Kelly, Scott split is akin to a marriage ending. Sometimes people grow apart and they get interested in other things, with nothing but the best for Brent in chasing his dreams. Despite the public diplomacy, Hinds' beardness showed no signs of fading. So yeah, he posted about them on Instagram. He said, "My guitar sounds great, but Troy and Prawn sound absolutely horrible. They are way out of key, embarrassing, and they kicked me out of the band for embarrassing them for being who I am. But what about who they are? They are two people that can't sing together live or anywhere else in the world. Everything interesting in the studio is manipulated by auto-tune because they're incapable of singing in key. Fuck these guys, only I know who they are. They are the biggest fans of themselves. Never seen anyone in my life look in the mirror and more than Troy Sanders thinks he's God's gift to anything. I've never met three people that are so full of themselves. It's disgusting." Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that, he was kind of just so pissed off about them, going on without him and everything like that. Super sad that they did not get the kind of makeup or anything. They kind of left everything on bad terms. So that has to be pretty, that's to string pretty hard for these guys. They didn't really go too hard back on him or anything, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, in a heartfelt post, guitarist Bill Kelly reflected on his decades-long bond with Hinds. "It's been hard to get a grip on my emotions this week. We had the good times and bad times, just like in any relationship. All that we accomplished after the first fist fight in the van 25 years ago. I didn't think he'd be taken from us like this. Absolute loss of a true, one-of-a-kind guitar wizard extraordinaire. Keeping up with you taught me a lot. You're a brother. We were family. You're a wild man not to be tamed. You could fuck up a bowling ball with a feather. You weren't perfect, but you're always Dirty B. Your vagabond, gypsy, wild child lives on through your music. Oh, miss your crazy ass Manimal. During Mastodon's August 21st show in Alaska, a milestone gig marking the 50th U.S. date of the band had played. Drummer and vocalist Bran Daler. These guys have some weird, I feel like, I don't know. These guys have some weird names. He delivered an emotional tribute. We lost somebody very special to us yesterday. Brent Hinds, 25 years with us as our guitar player, one of the most creative, beautiful people I've ever come across in the world, tragically left us. Very, very unfortunate. We love him so, so very much. We have our ups and downs in the last 25 years. It's not always perfect. It's not always amazing, but we're brothers to the end. We really loved each other and we made a lot of very beautiful music together, and I think it's going to stand the test of time, evidenced by you people here tonight. Yeah, so pretty crazy. Yeah, I think it really shows, like, that, you know, I mean, the bond for 25 fucking years playing music. I mean, nothing can really break that bond, right? Because you came up with all this music together. You know, despite the fact that he was pissed off at them, you came up with it together and you made it work, you know? But, yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Rest in peace, Brent Hinds. It's too bad you did not get to make up with your band or anything like that. But, I mean, sometimes stuff like this kind of, at least in their heart, they can kind of rest, knowing that they made this music with him, you know? Sure, they weren't in good standing with him, but, I mean, he kind of seemed like the kind of wild person where, you know, that could be the case, but yeah, again, rest in peace, Brent Hinds. Appreciate your music and influence over the years. But yeah, fucking crazy. Rock the fucking metal world for sure. It's always tragic when this kind of thing happens. So yeah, rest in peace. R.I.P. to the GOAT. So I guess more details did come out about Brent Hinds' crash. Brent Hinds' last moments have been detailed in police reports and 911 calls that have been uploaded to the internet by the Atlanta Police Department. The police report details ex-Mastodon guitarist riding his Harley Davidson on the night of August 20th when the car allegedly ran a red light to make a left turn, failing to yield and struck Hinds. Dang. The driver insisted to the police that she was positive the light was green, but another witness told the responding officers that the light appeared to be red. The witness then tried to dismiss this, saying Hinds was going too fast on his bike, but that does not negate the fact that the driver of the car failed to yield and did not have the right of way. First responders arrived to the scene at 11:35 after a 911 call was made by a witness who was 2 cars back from the incident and heard and saw the impact. The witness described that the impact was so forceful it sent Hinds airborne, rotating the air before he even hit the pavement. Man, sucks. Yeah, I've seen that happen before in real life. Me and my wife Cassie were driving down the highway one day, and yeah, this car, it started spinning out of control out of nowhere in front of us. It was a good ways in front of us, but we see it crash like right into the median. And there's a motorcycle in that lane, and he's trying to get out of the way, but he doesn't get out of the way in time and clips the freaking car, and he ends up flying through the air, spinning, and yeah, it's kind of crazy. You can tell he just let himself loose, because it's like the more you tighten up, the more you have a chance of breaking something. But I saw him kind of get up after he hit the road, but still, something like that could be pretty brutal. Even then, even if you get up, you might still have some serious injuries. Okay, once first responders had arrived to the scene, a reporting officer detailed that Hinds was breathing and moving with visible injuries to his head, arms, and torso, but succumbed to his wounds sustained during the accident at the hospital. Last week, Atlanta News first reported an SUV driver didn't yield when turning and hit a motorcyclist. To bring ahead Brent Hinds. There's no word as to whether or not the driver of the car will be arrested for vehicular manslaughter or similar charges, but a celebration of life is due to take place in Atlanta, which did happen already. So I guess people just kind of went down went down the street. The Atlanta music community came together on August 31st for the March of Hinds, a street procession held in honor of Brent Hinds, a beloved Mastodon vocalist and guitarist. Fans, friends, and fellow musicians fled the street of Atlanta, retracing past close to Hinds' heart. The march began at El Muir, a bar long associated with Atlanta's metal and art scene, and moved en masse through the streets to the Star Bar, where DJ spun a set list dedicated to Hinds' career highlights. Mastodon drummer and vocalist Brand Daler shared a emotional reflection on the event. The March of Brent Hinds started at Elmere and took over the streets, blocking traffic as hundreds of us walked together. The march ended at the Star Bar, where they were spinning Best of Brent. It was a beautiful start to a day filled with laughter, music, laughter, tears, and memories that will stay with us forever. That's pretty cool. Yeah, a bunch of people marching and celebrating his life. It's pretty dope. Yeah, it's sad the way it kind of ended for the band. You know, he didn't get to finish out his life in the band, which would have been nice. But I guess, I don't know if there's too much infighting, too much stuff going on between everybody, and it just seemed like it was too much. Oh, dang. Nice little overhead view. Dope, some fucking fire on these horns. That's cool. But yeah, R.I.P. to the GOAT. It's too bad. He can get to finish off in Mastodon, and there's all this fighting going on and stuff, and it sucks, man. You know, I mean, I wish, you know, people wouldn't be so petty sometimes and just kind of work through things, especially if you're like brothers and you've been friends for 20, 30 years. Yeah, it sucks that kind of ends that way, you know. That has to be like so devastating, you know, to the other bandmates. That's like, oh shit, you know, we were not on good terms with this guy. Yeah, sure, he was probably the one talking more shit than anything, but yeah, we left on bad terms and never really got to make up with him, which is super sad. So yeah, R.I.P., man. You never know. People that you care about and you might be fighting with, never know when their day is done. So just, you know, if you think you ever want to like make amends with people and, you know, have them in your life for however long they have left, do it. You know, you never know. But all right, I digress. Thank you for tuning in to the Metal Nerd podcast. We'll have more for you coming out soon. Some interviews hopefully here soon, and whatever metal news comes out. Until then, keep it metal. Rock on, motherfucker.